Let's go, boys. Saints on me. Saints on 3. 1, 2, 3. Saints!
Yeah, that does sound fun.
It's the order.
Yo, guys, let's here.
We gotta go walk to it, yeah. We gotta walk to it.
I'm gonna kill teams!
Oh my god.
Joel, play ultraviolet with us, quick.
We have to.
1 million bottles of beer on the wall. 1 million bottles of beer.
Take one down.
Pass it around. 999,999 bottles of beer on the wall.
No, Cyrus, listen, you stand your ground. You get aggressive, all right?
Let's get it started. 1 million bottles of beer. At some point, it'll just be like everybody's reached like degenerate levels of like, I'm sick of this bus ride already. You just bring it back to lift spirits. You know, 100 bottles of beer on the wall, wheels on the bus. You know, what up? One of like the only two that I did back home.
So maybe we can start watching the John Wick trilogy.
Bus ride was objectively awful just because it's dreadful to sit on a bus for 14 hours. I wasn't the biggest fan. It was still a good time with the boys for sure.
On the RuneScape grind. On the RuneScape grind.
Where I play on the Blues. Bad Wi-Fi, sorry boss. It's coming back from the boss.
This team about to go crazy. So this is when the beat starts. Here it goes. Go for it.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yo, Nate, explain what you got here.
Go ahead. This is all you.
It's Middle Eastern candy from Nuts and Candy Shop. And they'll have some sort of nut on it. Like these have pistachios in it with marshmallow in it.
That's what it was. There's marshmallow.
And these ones are honey cubes. Honey cubes with pistachio around them.
That sounds good, actually.
Okay, these ones are pretty good. You should try this one.
Some of them are hit or miss. It's a movie.
Is it non-canon?
No, we can't watch anime. It offends me. As a human being.
What?
Why are you standing up? Sit down.
We're trying to VOD review.
We're VOD reviewing. 3, 2, 1.
We do back and forth.
I'm gonna kill you both.
You guys are losing, by the way. It's not moving.
Go.
It definitely is. No, I actually feel it. I'm not even capping now.
Knees, man. 840. My knees.
Hey, where's Bullety?
Back on the bus at 840. Yeah, if you can catch me, buddy.
No shot, there's no airhead extremes.
Wait, where's the ropes?
They're all gone.
They're sweet tarts.
I'm so sad.
I need something terrible. That looks like just a chocolate bar, though. Delicious milk chocolate, crisp butter, toffee. Yeah, but you haven't had it before. Toffee, that's terrible.
This is the one.
Tofufe.
I didn't expect to be able to find such good Middle Eastern food in a random gas station in the middle of Missouri. It's actually so good. Look at it. Look how colorful it is. I just asked for a bowl and they're like, yeah, that makes sense. They gave me this.
What are we looking for, Andrew?
Something spicy. Something spicy.
He copied me. Coach, you copying the players.
Everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's the guy you gotta ban.
Yeah, wait, yeah.
You gotta be your number one every day.
Where's Jalal on the bus?
He was the first one back on the bus.
Where is Jalal?
That doesn't work. Cut that out. It still needs work, but we're getting there. We're coming.
It's so good. First try. First try, baby. First try.
Why am I being recorded right now? Well, I can't see right now. I don't have my contacts in. I rather watch Ratatouille, like a dweeb. Yeah.
Do you think if I like go ask them
if they have a microwave and bought ramen, if they would make it for me. I'd literally give them $5. I am curious of what will happen.
Yeah,
so
I'm curious about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out.
You should. This is.
We're in line, boys. You know they have a microwave too.
Taking the bus ride to Harrisburg, it's always a journey. First time we took it, it was about the same. It's never fun, but looking back on it, it's always like a pleasant memory. But during it, it's not fun. It's just a nice, like, fun team bonding experience.
Dude, you gotta pound it.
I'm not pounding this Colombian coffee.
You'll pound it.
I'm not Colombian.
Hey, drink it.
0 grams.
I didn't drink any of it. Andrew, can you go throw this away in the trash can out there?
Do you know how many... Why is he so loud? He raised his voice at you to throw his coffee away. He's demanding of you.
Dude, you gotta.
He's got that manager voice, you know, like it's like a question, but it's a demand at the same time.
All of it, just really savoring in here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this real quick. Oh my God.
Burger King microwave my ramen.
While y'all being a bunch of and being too scared to ask questions, I'm out here not doing that.
I was scared. We're gonna unload the bus. You guys basically have the afternoon to kind of refresh, do whatever you want within reason.
We're at the Berg.
Yeah.
Let's go, boys. Bullshit. Dog, it was 3 a.m. and we were trying to sleep.
Yo, no one wants to watch it. Everyone wants to go to bed.
Go get into his blue for me. Everyone picked up a little, I reckon.
And don't act like you don't know where we are, bro. Dude, we're in the Berg. And we in the Berg.
Do you feel how cold our room is? It's otherwise, I'm just gonna come to our room twice. League over here. They might have already done Spirax. No, I think they're split for sure. You did it. Good job.
Yeah, so the first Friday we got in, you know, we were all really tired from the bus ride. So a lot of people went to sleep for a couple hours, and then we did draft prep.
Yeah. I think League wanted to meet at 4.
Yeah. Oh, if you say, man.
You're gonna get another plus if it was actually no.
Gabby! You're too fat.
2,500 pounds. Who's the cow?
I'm about 2100. Okay.
Cool muscle.
Sorry, I booked yesterday.
You like the new sponsor jersey? This is just a temporary jersey. We're getting like brand new redesign after this event.
They must look huge.
They're
Format gateway like
we play Stony Brook and we'll play CT probably.
So you don't miss every team in your group.
Not the same as Gateway.
Alright, we got Bane support.
Yeah.
We got Alistair mid.
We're from our web bot lane.
Huh?
We're on web bot lane.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Sports Spark.
Actually,
The Irish pub was fire. So actually we went to McGrath.
That place is actually good.
Yo, you trying to hit up Taco Soul?
Yeah. Are there chipped potatoes? Yeah, those are potatoes. Potato chips. They're potatoes. Oh my god, they're too hot.
Potatoes cut in chip form.
Nate.
We juice it.
Nate.
Oh. So Shady found us a volleyball court, a sand one, not a real one, but it's better than nothing. So we're gonna walk 14 minutes and practice for the match, for the scrim versus the girls volleyball team. Actually, it's not a scrim. It's a competitive match.
Did you bring your key?
And practice the key.
You guys are stressing me out. They're walking too fast, man.
Oh my god, too much power! Too much power!
Okay? Go. Gabby.
Oh!
Hit it. I got. It's over.
Nice.
I am so clean! Go, Shady. Oh! Go, Shady. I got it. Okay, Brian!
Oh! I do not joke.
Everybody thinks you're gonna fail.
Nice.
We're just winning, you know?
What's the score?
Fighting!
Shady's 10 minutes late, so.
What are you in the future?
He told me. He was like, yeah, I'm just gonna be 10 minutes late. I was waiting for him.
Well, I told everyone twice.
Teach did.
I did.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think the environment of the team leading up to Harrisburg was not fully complete, I guess. Like, we had a lot of problems amongst the team that we didn't really have time to like patch up. So it's more of putting Band-Aid fixes on everything and then hoping that it kind of sticks together. Our expectation was definitely to win. I mean, even with our team having problems individually, we're very skilled players and Maryville has a history of winning. So the expectations were still to go in and win the event for sure.
Open your bag, buddy. We're stocking. I'm a bit too large for my own good these days, Damien. Thank you. Alright, Damien, we got some drip, man. I had to grab this shirt because Parker and Nate might have one. So now we can all be matching like little homies.
All the players need those. All the players need those.
Although they feel like the last place team can. Surely they're not just going to put the 2 top teams.
So right now it's our first day at HUE Fest and our first opponent is against Stony Brook University.
So I was pretty confident about the Stony Brook series on Saturday. All around went pretty simple and how we expected it to go.
We just finished up facing against Stony Brook University. We had a 2-0. We didn't have the most clean early games, I would say, but we were able to close out the series. And now we're about to verse CC, so it should be an exciting series.
Can't get much crazier than that, baby.
Playing versus Columbia is always interesting. They've always got some weird exotic lineup. You don't know what to expect. They have a new European player, Shogo, and he pulled out like the Kog'Maw and he was actually kind of carrying.
It was nice to play against my old school and they now have a couple of my teammates from Grandview, so I was pretty excited going into that match.
Chippies is the key. He's not hitting that because he doesn't want to reveal his position. He does now. Here we go.
Oh my God, Chookies, you're just down. Chippies goes golden. You've got the rest of Maryville University coming in. Hextech will hit him on ISO. Grovex goes for the kill. He gets it. He gets the reset as well, but it doesn't matter. The TP is now finally coming in, and that's going to be Spyrax joining. Can he turn the fight? It's already gone. Azog has gotten a double kill, and Shogo's surely going to follow. That's a triple for the Appellee. Horn, there's the knockup onto Otto, and Shady's getting very, very low. But the re-engage from Chippies. Hextech ultimatum in the middle of everybody. The ISO goes in. They might still Spyrax. Turn around though. Pro can't do it. It's an ace. No. Oh my God. You think Columbia have a chance, but Maryville shut the door.
When you guys are playing around neutrals, it's always better if you guys can trade like side lanes because they have team fight and counter, so river fights are impossible.
They will pull off. Spyrax sees a beautiful yellow card. One shot with the Everfrost. What? And there's the crescent guard. Fulgro's last hope. The saving grace is Shogo, and he's doing work, but Shogo's down. Maryville will clean up with the final kill.
I think Columbia just had a really bad matchup into us. And, you know, at that tournament, it was kind of obvious our team play wasn't up to par as, you know, some teams like St. Thomas. And Columbia is also kind of that kind of team where, you know, they have a lot of strong individuals, but their team play is kind of iffy. So we just matched up really well versus that team.
Dude, dog? I'm ready to sit on the bench, baby. Let's go.
Much more action.
How's Mikey going?
I do some weird stuff. There we go. We gotta scoot it up.
I'm getting too big, baby. I'm a problem. I'm a bit of a problem.
Just found out that the team we're playing, University of South Carolina, did not show up at LAN, so we get our first game as a bye. So now our players are just going to play some ranked, warm up a bit, and then we'll be ready for the next match.
Just have some practice right now. They're not even playing.
Let's see.
Hey.
Boom, boom, boom. Gotta get some hype music in the back. Mike, you ruined the shot. I'm not being funny, you ruined the shot. Go, guys. Yep, okay. It's looking good. Oh my God, I'm scoring. Okay, nah, I popped off. I'm telling you, I popped off. Honestly, I think I have a future in photography and videography. I can see things no one else can see.
Was it heavy?
Yeah, it was very heavy. I'm weak. I'm a weak man. You trying to take my job? Hey, I'm a videographer kind of guy. You're not starting anyway, so I'm leaving. I'm ready.
Going into our first match against Winthrop, we felt confident about it. I wasn't worried about it. If we lost that match, it would have been a massive disappointment and abysmal, but I was confident in the boys that we'd have no problem in the groups stages, just mainly looking towards the semis and grand finals.
We knew we were going to win, pretty confident we were going to win. We had one close call on a map, but it was because we didn't really take
the map too seriously. The game 3 at Winthrop, I don't think it was a major concern. It was shaky, but listening to the comms and talking to everyone, it was just a team comp issue. Some of us wanted to play a bunker comp, others wanted to play dive. It was just a simple fix. It wasn't worrying. It was just once after they pushed it all the way, we talked about it and said, hey, we're playing this comp. We're not half foot in and the other foot out. So it was just a simple fix and fixing the team comp. So we just finished our first match of the day against Winthrop. We won a quick and decisive 3-0. We'll be back for our quarterfinals match. See you soon.
Go get caffeine at the convenience store.
We're not Scott Teach.
It's far away. Tired guy. Busy guy, bro.
Just try to take advantage of you.
I know, dude.
Don't do it.
Like Gabby's getting
He was the one who was late this morning. He didn't wake up on time. We went to the convenience store.
Me?
Yeah.
Well,
have you ever had M&M's before?
No, I have.
Bloody good, mate.
Bloody good, mate.
Yeah.
How do I like this?
That's fine.
Now we have Ali.
That's fine. No, Alice is good.
Bullshit.
So playing against Harrisburg is, always entertaining because, we know a lot of the players. It's always going to be a good match.
We definitely felt confident with that team. We historically had very good results against Harrisburg. We had really good prep leading into it as well, so we felt pretty confident going into that match.
Cloud has to flash away from this one. It's going to be Xylem trying to stay alive, getting a consumption on the backside, but Cloud cannot do very much here. Already used the Meganar. Now he's going to be the next one to go down. This whole third comes out just for some survivability on the backside. And going to use that stopwatch, but it's not going to get no match so long. Oh my god, the ultimate that comes through. Clyde is on the other side with a wall quadra kill, making a penta.
I think losing game 1 against Harrisburg was the first wake-up call we had at the event, so we kind of really had to lock it in at that point.
No one was upset with each other. Everyone just kind of understood that we just misplayed. And we all instantly thought about what we wanted to do for the next game. Honestly, probably the best vibes I've had on a team, period, after losing the first game in the best of 3.
I think we bounced back really well. We had a little huddle, and I think that really got our hopes back and our strength for the rest of the series.
Saints on 3! 1, 2, 3!
Oh, ends up getting jumped on the great entrance on top after the killer instinct comes through. That is a lot of damage, but the root down. So much of response from Chip. He's gonna follow up on the other side. Finds another one, the double kill going over there. Cloud trying to take as much as possible here when Chippy is available. It's not gonna last very long, and it is going to be one though. Spear Axe taking him down, a double kill, and the cleanest of aces.
Peace, bro.
Mate, how you feeling about the match, buddy?
Pretty bloody great, mate.
What are you gonna do to Zyle, mate?
He's gonna get shit on. Jungle gap times 10,000.
What way we puffing, buddy?
Don't tell the boys. Top.
That's what I like to hear, mate. Keep that up.
It's game over, baby.
Nice little battle dance to fight to get away. Hopeful has to shift away from this one, and it's so much damage. Hope by the flash on top. Here on this mid side, it's going to be the quickness coming through from Clyde instantly. And says, yeah, you're not gonna get away that quickly. But my goodness, what a shockwave coming through.
Pull the dragon. If they come in, I will engage.
Almost killing himself right there. Didn't get enough time for Cloud to come in. And it's a scare that we did come through. The ultimate lands, and oh my goodness, Chippies.
What the Put the down!
Stopwatch in response, but that's going to be a death, and not just a death for Harrisburg, but the end of the game.
Like, whoo!
Wow. Go eat.
Yeah, get out. I like straight to him.
The most powerful good luck. The most powerful good luck.
Once we had won that second game, we just knew that the third game was ours, because if we can win from a rough loss like that first game, then the third game is just going to be even easier.
Going into the third match, I didn't even realize that if we had lost that game, that we would have been knocked out of the tournament. But yeah, we kind of had to give it our all in that match to stay in.
I felt really good to win game 3 against Harrisburg. It always feels good to reverse sweep, even if it is a best of 3. It feels good to be able to come back and win twice right after a loss. So all around was very exciting.
13 hours in, the boys were playing Harrisburg. Both teams were playing Harrisburg right now. Mikey and Cyrus are on their redemption tour, or revenge tour, I would say. So it'll be a fun match.
Going into the Harrisburg match, we were so confident because we watched them
go like map 5 or like map 3. It was like a very close match versus a club team.
They have had a large downgrade as 2 of the players came to Maryville, and we were confident that we'd be able to win. Their players just mechanically aren't as good as ours, and just team-wise, they don't stack up against us.
Like it was not close at all. I think I died twice the entire series, and that's pretty much how I expected it to go.
We beat them 3-0. Just right now, unfortunately, they're not a good team. Past years, I would put them in, the top 3 competition, but right now, I don't even know if they're in the top 10 realistically. So yeah, we definitely expected to beat them 3-0.
Ending Saturday, we thought we had a pretty good idea of what we wanted to do. And although like the matches we had weren't like the best practice, we still thought like, we're gonna go in tomorrow and beat Northwood.
Mikey and Cyrus got a little bit of a revenge there. It's a pretty quick game. So now Overwatch and League are both on the semis tomorrow.
They just don't care about it for some reason.
Do not go out the left.
Yeah, don't. It's like a puddle of bugs.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen that.
Really disgusting.
No, it actually was. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. No, they're trying to break it.
Bro, we could actually.
Get these bugs on camera. Get these bugs on camera. I'm gonna see the thing. It's so much better, man.
Going into day 2, in past years' events, I would say many of our players are very high energy and they're very loud. And I would say that this group of players aren't like that. They're more quiet and reserved. And I think on LAN, that's a disadvantage. So going into day 2, I definitely felt it was just strange that the energy levels were lower than I expected.
Going into Sunday, we just really needed to click as a team. Our drafting and our team play was really off. So that was the 2 main issues that I saw.
From my perspective, I think the team may have been a bit more lax than we should have been. At some point, we finally did eventually sit down and figure out how we wanted to draft and our strategies for that, but it was pretty disorganized how we got to that point, but once we finally got there, I think we had a pretty good game plan.
Welcome everyone to day 2 of the HUE Invitational 2021.
This matchup, Rich, in any other season, probably could have been a grand final.
I mean, it literally is 2 gladiators in the arena right now, just putting everything on the line. Again, we just saw months ago that it was Maryville who took their first collegiate in the championships. Now coming into this at HUE Fest, in this HUE Invitational, and just being at a LAN environment too, and have the even more intensified competition. I mean, great pickup on the support. Completely cleaning up the Cyrus with attack fire underneath the theater, puts on a show. Big multiple members will fight. It's going to be forced into the minefield in the narrow corridor.
Maryville will get one last shot at this and look at their ultimates. Enough to win the next one.
Left with the rally. That's going to be enough to fortify on it. And this is going to be round 1 in favor of Northwood.
After we lost against them on Busan, I wasn't that worried or that concerned because it happens and just our players were not prepared for what they had in Koth.
Heading into map 2, that's when you kind of started to be like, okay, something's off. We're not playing like we should.
And now it's just stall tactics right now for Maryville. They have to keep juggling this point.
Cyrus for the crossfire. Gets that Helix rocket into the back with attack visor, attempting to bring down one. The Diva, the harass.
Cyrus is dead.
Up front, eliminated. Unable to stay into this fight as Ice looks to round the center near the drum. Can't find any value. Gets shield bashed and stunned. Lep takes the advantage. This overtime's going to continue to drag, but it is for sure going to be in favor of Northwood.
Many of our players thought that they were going to win. I was a little bit more hesitant. Our scrim results against them a lot closer than we expected, and I think we were overconfident. The team as a whole was preparing for one match, not as a tournament. We were preparing against ISU mainly. We did have some talks about Northwood, but the overall attitude towards them was that we were going to win.
But no!
Look at the clock, only a minute left. You're gonna get 1, maybe 2 fights if you're lucky.
Dynasty? Now the blade comes in from on high, coming from the moon. You look, you see it, the green continues to flow. Only gets 1, but it's still enough to disrupt Maryville as there's only 20 seconds to go to get back into this. Yeah, Maryville try and attempt to touch it. He got it! Is he not gonna touch it? It's gonna come in clutch at the end of it.
I just was starting to get concerned when I was noticing things in map 3 that maybe weren't as apparent as in maps 1 and map 2.
Into the doorway, and the overtime commences. The meters draw short. Northwood might just be able to do this, wanting to complete it. A 3-0. You saw it in the camera. The players were there. They go down. Landon gets another. Ice is eliminated. And juggling a uncomfortable position for Northwood, flanking around the side.
Mikey's steady at primal!
Mikey's down, unable to use it. The numbers advantage and a DMAC. Northwood in this moment have exerted dominance. The beast has been unleashed. That is the Wolfpack coming out here, completely shut
shutting down the hopes of Maryville.
I honestly didn't feel like the series was lost until like everyone's just so out of sync. I think the best thing we can do to just become a better team, build that like foundation of coordination, review and like build that coordination and understand like how each other play and listen to each other more. Because I feel like a lot of new teams don't listen to each other as much as they should. And I think that's something that we definitely have a problem with.
I am not a player. I'm more of a manager. I will put more responsibility on coaching. I feel that this team lacks direction, and we have many talented players. If you just look at their resumes, all of them have a ton of experience. They've played at the highest level. I think many of them just have a different idea of how this game should be played. And it's my duty to make sure that those viewpoints, their visions of the game align and just facilitate their player growth naturally rather than forcing it.
Can't play him today, he's over 5.
He's too nervous, bro. I can sense it in you.
Who cares, dude?
Maryville gang, stay out my lane. The crowd is ugly.
Hey, get out here, quickly.
Everyone in the crowd is ugly and stupid.
Or at least banned in the scenario. We didn't like
I think our first game, we had a pretty good strategy in how we wanted to play. I think our draft wasn't that bad, but we definitely didn't execute it well. We fumbled on so many different ways of our play, and it showed.
I think we just underperformed individually. Like, there was a bunch of fights that 99% of the time we would just win. Failing those early game fights just gives all of the control to the enemy team, and UST was able to close it out. After the first loss against UST, the confidence level was definitely down. We kind of panicked, I think, in draft. I think every player panicked, and we kind of picked stuff that really any like knowledge as a team of how to play. So it was pretty obvious that game 2 we were a bit shooken up and weren't really prepared. And it wasn't even one person's fault. It's not like the coach drafted. It was everyone had selections in the draft, and we all just kind of fumbled and didn't really come together as a team.
I mean, it sucks to lose, but I don't think you can keep a 100% win rate record for too long in this space. It's a really volatile scene. A lot of new competitors to be expected. You can't stay on top forever. People will be chasing you down.
I think UST has definitely improved. They were not the same team that we played at Gateway Legends at all. I can't say that it was unexpected to lose to UST because leading up to the events, I don't think we were in good form. I think we have a lot to improve on. It will either go two ways. It'll either fuel our players and we will perform better in the future. We will learn from the failure, or it could snowball in a way that we could just be losing future tournaments.
Players don't want to say anything?
And we blame other people, everybody on this team. Goes like this, all 5 of us do that. It's not the problem. We need to look inside and find out why we're bad. Pointing fingers doesn't get anybody anywhere.
It was definitely a wake-up call for everyone on the team that we're not just the kings of collegiate inherently. It's something you have to actually work towards. The collegiate scene is growing every year, and I think this year there's a lot of very good teams, so we have to actually put in a lot of effort if we want to kind of get back that title of being the kings.